and he was talking about the Dred Scott tape. I said, oh, let me click on this and see what he's saying, you know. And as I was listening to him, I was like, oh, my God, this guy's conversation is so incorrect.
Remember, my undergraduate degree is political science, so I know this well. My undergraduate degree is political science. I know this well. I'm not a Moor, will never be, don't want to be. Respect them, but I'm not interested.
I want to be clear on it. My elders are Moors, some of them, in Philadelphia.
100 yıl önce Türkiye'nin Kurtuluş Savaşı sırasında başta Arjantin olmak üzere Latin Amerika Müslümanları aralarında yardım toplamış. Latin Amerika'nın İslam'la tanışması, dikkatinizi çekiyorum, 12. yüzyıla kadar dayanır. Amerika kıtasının 1492'de Kolomb tarafından keşfedildiği iddia edilir. Oysa Kolomb'dan 314 sene önce 1178'de Müslüman denizciler Amerika kıtasına ulaşmışlardı. 1178. Hatta Kristof Kolomb'un hatıralarında Küba kıyılarında dağın tepesinde bir caminin varlığından bahsedilmektedir. Ben şimdi Kübalı kardeşimle bunu konuşuruz. O dağın tepesine bir cami bugün de yakışır.
That's why in your Zodiac Constitution registered in the Library of Congress it says when you hire a lawyer, an attorney, you give them your birthright.
That's right. And jurisdiction.
They're your enemies. And everybody knows it. Go look up Investigation into the Bar Association 1952 House Committee Report. And I'll tell you who they are.
I made a big mistake. I made a big mistake. If I do go back to law school, y'all gonna pay for it because I'm not taking out no more loans. Y'all hear me? Now, the Moorish strategy is to get a fez and get a sovereignty packet. I respect them. That's not my strategy. You cannot file for equality. You cannot file for justice. You cannot file for freedom. You don't file for sovereignty. You take it.
Everybody knows but us. So when your so-called black and Negro leaders of color keep talking about
we're people of color and stuff, and people of darkness, of the blackness of the universe, of the Kabbalisticness of the carbon.
and them Europeans, and then the next day you marching and praying and talk about you don't treat us right and stuff. That's why he be saying, why don't y'all leave us the hell alone, go back to your nigger leaders that keep selling you back into slavery. That's what he's talking about. Because everybody know that they ain't white people, that you was the white people. It's a legal status, and you turn around and call yourself black people because of your nigger leaders agreeing to the black codes. Then when they enforce it, you want to cry the blues.
You take it. You don't file for it. You take it. There's no application that's going to make the white man treat you any differently because you claim to be indigenous to American soil. You are living in a fantasy land. You are living in a fantasy land. And I'm going to let your ass stay there.
You know what she's going to get on her phone? A bunch of trolls paid off with one of the 6-point budgets of the CIA that follow everything we say to try to dismiss this information. Why are they so worried about us? Why don't they go out there on the hedges and highways and do the work? Drawley said there's more than enough work for everyone to do.
Yes, it is.
Why are they busy trying to suppress this information? Because it not only exposes Rome, it exposes them.
Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this. So that Papa Smurf thing ain't gonna work. You feel me? Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this. Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. I got this. Okay. Now, the plaintiff having admitted by his demurrer to the plea in abatement that his ancestors were imported from Africa. His ancestors were imported from Africa and sold as slaves. He is not a citizen of the state of Missouri, or according to the Constitution of the United States, and was not entitled to sue in that character in the court.
When Drawley said for you to go back to the state of mind of your ancient mothers and fathers, and he talked about enforcing the Constitution, because he knew that when you do this, you find its history, and then that's why he said your nationality card will change in your pocket.
That's right.
It means that your consciousness will change.
That's right.
And he said, I want active Moors, not passive Moors. Why? They're the ones that have a tendency to become the traitors and the conversos, which is why you're catching hell today.
This being the case, the judgment of the court is in favor of the plaintiff on the plea, and abatement was erroneous. Okay? If therefore the facts he states do not give him or his family a right to freedom, the plaintiff is still a slave and not entitled to sue as a citizen, and the judgment of the circuit court was erroneous on that ground without any reference to the plea in abasement.
Because most of them has been running the temples and your other nigger organizations, keeping the black codes alive and then marching all over the place complaining about it. Hypocrisy to its utmost. Anyway.
I'm going to stop there, brothers and sisters. If you haven't studied the Dred Scott decision, make sure you study the Dred Scott decision. Okay?
1913, no Drawley set up old Canaanite temple for the restoration of the estate of the Moors, heirs of the world's largest estate. Commanded the Queen of England to honor her obligation to the treaties and all conventions, etc. And he nationalized us, and here we are, 2018, still debating things that our people don't get yet. They keep trying to serve two masters, which is why we keep catching hell.
Y'all want me to go back to law school? I got accepted to law school about 10 years ago, and I turned it down. Y'all want me to go back to law school? I got accepted to law school about 10 years ago, and I turned it down. Hold on. Yeah. Nah, I got this. To go back to law school, I got accepted to law school about 10 years ago, and I turned it down.
Because it's rigged. At what point you don't get it, save bus fare. Better yet, don't damn go. Find something to do. This is what all scholars know that's happening, that the nigger leaders and some sheiks and other people who claim to love Prophet Drawley sitting around talking about racism. That's a design of diversion to keep you away from what's happening to you. This is what's happening to you. It ain't racism. You ain't poor because they don't like the color of your skin. It's unum sanctum. And it's run by the Crown Church, the Circle Church in Westminster, London. And the Circle Church is your banksters and your lawyers.
If I do go back to law school, y'all gonna pay for it, because I'm not taking out no more loans. Y'all hear me? If I get accepted to a law school, are y'all willing to raise the money for me to go? Because law school is that's going to be about a $300,000 investment.
Because everything's energy. We're not just talking about the politics, we're talking about the actual energy. We're in an Aquarian, Uranus, Saturn energy that's disallowing this BS to continue, and we're still playing around. Do you understand? If we don't do anything, nature's going to do it. What we're trying to do is get these people to see what's up. Because I think people are looking at us and not looking at what's behind us.
Would y'all raise the money for me to be educated at law school so I can come and fight for your children? Okay? If y'all would raise the money, I would do it, but I'm not paying for it.
We are naive. If there's anything I desire, is to slay naivety.
Islam.
The reason I bring you to these things is to let you know, everybody know, it's sort of like, here's Europeans kicking us in both asses. And we keep saying, we need to have a meeting to see whether the pain in my ass is from getting kicked in the ass. My point is, if people aren't ready to be themselves, this is not their venue. They want to serve Rome? Yeah, I have no problem with it. Go kiss his ass. Just don't come here with the stinky breath. Do you understand what I'm serious?
Now,
Meanwhile, step by step, the Europeans encroaching on all your rights, taking all your properties, gentrifying your communities, stealing your lands, your inheritances, everything. And we sit around playing games of belief systems that don't damn work. Yeah, that's right. You punked out. They ain't punked out to go to wars in other people's countries, but they're punked out to stand for truth here. They're full of crap.
Now,
98%. If there is 0.99% of 1% that came from someplace else on slave ships, it's probably an overstatement. These people are aboriginal and bound to this land by inheritance and by birthright. And all this other crap is BS. This is why they don't go anywhere. Look, let's look at the problems that we have right now.
so what are our options, brothers and sisters? We can fill out some sovereignty packages.
Gives rise to why people don't want you to know the real history. Because you're the target of designed ignorance as well as genocide. Because you're the heirs to the world's largest estate. So your mistreatment is not because they don't like the complexion of your skin. Your mistreatment is because you're descendants of the ancient Canaanite Moabites. You're the direct descendants of the ancient civilization on Earth planet. And has been down to the German, Dutch, Albion hybrids after you fell, which is the problems on Earth planet ever since.
Okay.
So when you're looking at this and you talk about constitutional enforcement, look at them documents together as one piece. Failure to do so indicates you not only don't know history, but you're incompetent, unqualified, hypocrite, or converso, which is why you're in trouble now, which is why they're stealing your lands, your property, and your houses today under its cheap policies because you did not enforce that Constitution. So let's not talk about no colors, and let's not talk about no racism. Let's talk about you not carrying out what the prophet told you to carry out.
And by the way, I don't disrespect nobody's strategy. I love my Moorish brothers. If they want to fill out sovereignty packages, they can fill out sovereignty packages, claim their nationality, do all the paperwork they want to fill out when they think that will make them free and get America back from the white man. Good luck.
The master's talking about we're going to take your license and you're at the master's feet licking the boots. Because, you know, well, if you can take that license, master, but I'm gonna go get the test so I can get the license that you guys really want from me.
That's not my strategy. I am an African. I will never identify as nothing else from that.
So it's no confusion. Stateless persons. So stateless persons can't be state persons.
Islam.
Therefore, they can't talk unity.
Islam.
Unity is not acknowledged amongst them. In law, they're expendable,
Islam.
which is what we're trying to stop.